All right, good afternoon. I'm going to work on a couple abstracts I've sketched out just using pencil, and then I went back in with some white crayon to add a few little areas that I wanted highlighted, and then I went in with ink tints to just kind of go over my pencil lines. And I'm going to use some jelly printed papers and tissue along with watercolor. So I'm going to start with, I think I'm going to start with this one here. It's a photo from Zion National Park, I believe. And I'm just going to kind of wet this area. And then add some watercolor. I'm using some Aussie red gold and some burnt sienna. I do have some crayon, some white crayon in here. May or may not show up. Then I'm going to lift out. I think I'm going to block tissue. And here a little bit too. Next layer I want to hit with quinacridone rust. And a little bit of the Aussie red gold. I don't think my crayon marks are going to show up very well. Probably didn't press hard enough on the textured watercolor, so I may not get. Just trying to add some distinction in the layers. Hi, Sherry. All right, and then this back layer is kind of, I've got bark as the color. I'm going to hit it more with a brownish black. It's more shadowed. And I'm going to keep that with a little bit more of a gray. So I'm going to add some Payne's gray in there. I'm just trying to get a base. So I'm probably going to add some tissue in here. Hi, Belinda. I'm going to go in with that lighter Aussie gold. Like I said, a lot of this is going to get collage elements over it. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the tissue or the paper. I've got a paper that I'm thinking I might use. Here and there. Let's put a sky in. I want this sky to be really blue. So I'm going to go with ultramarine blue. And I did put some crayon in here too. I'm going to tilt it. I really want that to pop against the okay, let's take I'm just going to soften some of that real quick. And then come back in and lay some more. How's everybody's week been? Oh, good news. We got Bob's test results back Monday, and right now everything is negative, no signs of cancer, no masses. So he has to go back for another biopsy in 1 year. They said if there's cancer, it will show up by then. So that was a relief. Yeah, we had a fairly quiet week after we got that biopsy done, and it was just waiting for the results, which is always stressful. All right, so I'm going to let that, I like that intense blue. I'm going to put this away for a moment. I'm going to pull out my little, I have a basket of the tissues and the jelly prints that I think that I'll use on abstract landscapes. The colors. So I know that I'm going to use some of this. I got 2 pieces of it. I just haven't decided how. These. Green. I might also use some of this. It's that same kind of color, just a print. That I like for that back part. That's another possibility. It's more of that same pattern in brown. I like this too. I have lots in that color. I don't think I want to use this because I like that the lines. So let's start with, I'm going to set that to the side. I think I'm going to save this for this other one for some beach scenes and use this one. I'm going to use a wet brush to probably, I want this texture bit right in here. I'm just getting that wet. Kind of where I want it. I'm going to fold that back. Okay. The water just will help me tear it. Okay. So I think that works. I'm gonna have to tear a little more of that. All right, I'll use glue stick. That. So I like that. So I'm going to add some more. Okay, put that there. That goes a little farther, but I'm not too worried about that. Just going to trim it here and there a little bit. And a little piece that I tore, just going to set it right back. Just a little. And then let's take a little more of this off. I really want this pattern in here. Okay, that's good. Hi, Goldie. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm going to put a piece of paper over here. So I'm really not worried about if there's a little bit of encroachment. I'm going to get the ink tints back out, I think, and use my brush. And kind of just hit any areas I want to darken. Okay, I like that. I'll save that paper for another project. I really want that to stand out, so I really think Let me get a pencil here. I think if I just go. I just want to go over the original area. Okay, that goes. I want that right there, right here. Oops, I'm just gonna. I want to cut in here and in here. I think that works. I got this one little area here, but I'm not too worried about that because it's going to be shadowed. Okay, I'm not going to glue this in yet. I think I want to put some of this in some of these areas. Hi, Beth. Okay, again, it's gonna get set down on top, so I'm not too worried about a perfect fit. I like that. Yeah, then let's take some more of this. Needs to be more at an angle. Okay, gonna go in with that. And I'm gonna come in with this little piece here. Most of that will be off in the, like not show up because of the mat. May stick a little. Well, actually, what I think I'll do is just add that bark in there. Remember, the white part's going to go clear. Once it gets wet, it'll go translucent. So that we'll still get that Aussie gold, the glow. All right, we need another piece of this. That works. Okay, I think I like that can be cut. Again, that's going to lay over it, so I'm not too worried about that. I like the change in the direction of the, like the cross cutting is what it's called when rocks do that. Trim that off. That wet so we can see that watercolor underneath there. All right, I'm gonna add I don't think I want to use that. I think I'll save that for another. I think I'll use this here. It's a more of a rust, but I'm gonna use the browns again where the shadows are. Let's use the wet brush to tear that. That works. And we'll go with some brown. That fits. Angle that a little more. Trim that. And I want I think this will work. Good. Mark it with my pencil. Angle that a little more. I think that works. Then I'll just come down with colored pencil and add a little bit of a, like again, that's not really going to show up. Let's get that wet so that it clings a little better. I'll put gel medium over all of it. Let's see. And then we have this dark. Angle. I'm just going to cut this away. I'm going to glue that in, and then I'll fit another piece probably, or use the colored pencil. Yeah, that works. Trim that. Now we just need to get rid of all this brown because we're good with that. Just need one more little area. Let's just use this little bit. Okay, we don't need that. We don't need that. I'm gonna use the ink tints. I'm going to color some on my mat so I can get a little more color one time. Okay, I think I'm going to hit some of that with more watercolor a little bit here and there. There's that Aussie gold. some shadow to that before I glue that paper back on. And let's see. Okay, I think that's good. Let's get that piece that we cut. Get rid of this paper. Hi, Mary. Okay, so let's start up here. I'm getting some wrinkles in there and sort of intentionally. All right. I think I want to add gel medium because the tissue is trying to lift. And I think instead of using watercolor on this, I think I'll use pit pens to kind of get that 3D. And it's lifting some of that watercolor. I'll just make sure I have it clean before I go over the blue area. I don't want to drag that yellow into the blue sky. Clean that off, and I'm going to hit just the top of that. Okay, I think that's good. Now I'm going to let that dry. I think I'm going to come in and add a little cloud in that sky where some of that white is. And I'm just going to use my catalyst brush. Well, it's a Timmy brush. Okay. I'm going to come in, soften some of that with my finger there. I'm going to come back in with some of that blue. I want to darken some of that blue in some of those areas with the watercolor. So I really want that to be dark blue. Okay. I think that's good. Dropped. Trying to make that shadow more prominent. Okay, I think I'm dry enough. Okay, if you're over gel medium that's dry, the pip pens can be used to drag, and then you can even take, while they're still active, I'm going to take a wet Q-tip. because I'm going to take this lighter color on this side. And I could even take a white Posca and add some highlights. And then maybe hit them. I'm going to hit them with some gold. And then I'm going to come back. Blend that reddish. Come in with some white Posca. Let that dry. I'll hit it with some gold. Need that brown down in here. When you're using a dark color like this, you definitely want to make sure that you wipe off your finger if you're switching back to a lighter color. Just use a wet wipe. Okay, I think. Hold in there. Come in here, get that wet again. Okay. I think for the most part I'm done. Add some harder lines. And this is just oil pastel on top of deli paper. Adding some, so that just adds some texture that's a little harder to see. The good thing about having it in gel medium, if you don't want, I put some white, I didn't like that. All right, I think I'll call that one done. Yeah. I wanted the pop of that orange against that blue sky. So let's grab a matte and see how it looks. I will put another coat of gel medium on it. I don't really want that in the center. Probably like that. Some of it's not going to show up once you mat it, you know. It might be more interesting that way. Like I said, I'll put another coat of gel medium over all of that because I want to put the stuff that I did. I don't want it to scratch off or wipe off. So I always put that it's trapped between two layers. It's permanent when it dries. But that just keeps it from scratching off. All right. So I'm pleased with that one. Let me set it to dry. And I don't know how far we'll get on this one. Start with the blue. And there is white crayon. That's down on here too. Not a lot, but there is some. May not finish this one. Watercolor. that ocean in there with the lighter turquoise here too. Okay, we're going to keep the beach kind of soft. Okay, then I'm gonna okay, just some rocks. All right, I think that's good. Need to do a sky. Let's take a paper towel and soften some of that. I'm just going to leave this guy real soft. All right. Okay, this has got grass in it. Like, it'll make more sense. I'll go into the next stage. There's also going to be some flowers in there. But again, I'm gonna. Okay. 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 I need really dark green. All right, now let's see if we want to add any watercolor way. Might use those. I'm thinking I might add some tissue in the green. Okay, that works. Okay. This is going to need more color on it, so let me get some dark green, even some like turquoise green. And some black even, because I want. Right, those should work. Might even go with a little blue on there. Okay. These are going to be flowers, so. Sometimes if you use the really skinny, you get tears. Okay, I think that's good. With that. Away. Not gonna use any more tissue or collage. I'm gonna use the ink tins. Okay. Done with the glue. I'm just gonna put everything away. All right, I think it's probably not going to show up, but I want to just try to lighten it. It's a little piece of green. Okay. And clean my hands, debating whether I want to use I'll soften the ends of these. Okay, I think I'm even going to come in with some like sand color before I do the flowers. Okay, I think that works. All right, I want coral with a little bit of red. And some hot pink. I want the ones that are closer to be larger. I don't think I'm going to use the pink at all. I think the ones that are looking for. I guess I'll use a colored pencil because don't really have a. I want Might go in with some yellow too. I think I will add some yellow just to brighten it a little more. And maybe even some white. And just use splatters for those. Oh, let's get some. That's good for the white. All right, and then I need to take and lift a few places. All trying to get the greens out of my brush. I'm gonna take and add a little. Oh, okay. You know, these are aptly named when they named them squirts, because the bottle, that was close. I'll just add some blue back into the sky. Okay, and I want to add a little turquoise to that sky because the water is a reflection of the sky. So if I have that blue-green in the water, I should have some blue-green in the sky. It's just a piece of tissue. Just a little torn piece of tissue, and I'll stamp on it or use it later. Something. Let's see. Let's close those. They're almost gone. All right. Scratching in some areas. I'm going to take some white again. Trying to add some white back into areas. On the water there a little bit, and I think we'll add just a little cloud color. Okay. Just a little bit of clouds. All right, I think I like that. Not as wild about the flowers as I hoped. I could go in and use like a colored pencil to tighten it up. In places. But I think once it's matted, again, I'm not sure how I'll mat it. I might do less sky and more foreground. I like this. I'm real pleased with this. I'm not so happy with my flowers, and what they may need is some little dark spots, maybe. Just some pen work even. So maybe something like that. I'm not sure. Maybe some white spots with the Posca might also help some of those flowers. Kind of break up some of that orange. But I think that's it for me today. About time to go fix dinner. And I'll say goodbye, and I'll see you next Saturday. I'm subbing this week, so I probably won't be popping into very many streams. Maybe Thursday, Friday, because I'm off then, probably. But I will see you around, and next Saturday for sure. Thanks for watching, guys.